Police officers, have you ever had to arrest a fellow cop? I was having a nice dinner with my family at this local sports bar we always go to. Nothing crazy, just wings and fries, watching the game on TV. My son was excited because I finally had a night off, and things were great. But then I noticed someone at the bar getting loud. And not just the typical type of loud you hear during a football game, the aggressive type of loud. I looked over, and it was Mike, a cop from my precinct, off duty, obviously drunk, and going off on the bartender about how their prices were criminal, and how he could have this whole place shut down. The bartender was trying to calm him down, but Mike just kept yelling about how he's a cop and everyone needs to respect him. I tried to ignore it. Not my problem, right? But then he started getting louder, saying he'd arrest everyone in the building if they didn't give him free drinks. My wife looked at me like, "Are you gonna do something?" And I was about to walk over when Mike grabbed a glass bottle off the bar and threw it across the room. It flew right past my head and shattered on the wall behind us. My son was sitting right there. It almost hit him. That was it. I stood up, walked over, and told him he needed to leave. Now, he looked at me, half drunk, and goes, "Oh, what, you gonna arrest me? We're boys." I told him he was drunk, disorderly, and just assaulted my family. He laughed, said I wouldn't do anything because cops don't snitch on cops. Wrong. I called for backup right there. 2 units. Mike started panicking. Dude, don't do this. We're friends. I was just messing around. Messing around? You almost hit my kid. He tried to walk out, but I blocked him. Told him he's not going anywhere until backup arrives. He started begging, saying his career would be over, that I was ruining his life over one mistake. Backup pulled up, and I explained everything. The bartender backed me up, said Mike had been harassing staff for 20 minutes and refused to pay. They cuffed him right there in front of everyone. Mike was screaming about how I betrayed him, how I'm a terrible cop. All of it. I didn't care. They took him out, and my son looked up at me and said, "Dad, you arrested a bad guy." "Yeah, buddy, I did." Mike got suspended without pay, then quietly resigned before they could fire him. Word got around the precinct fast. Some guys gave me dirty looks for a week. One older cop pulled me aside and said, "You did the right thing, but you just made yourself real unpopular." I shrugged and said, "Cool, my son's still alive." He nodded and walked off. A few months later, I ran into Mike at a gas station. He was pumping gas, looking rough, wearing a security guard uniform. He saw me, froze, then just stared at the ground. I walked past him without saying a word. As I got in my car, I heard him mutter, "I hope you're happy." I was. I couldn't have been more happy.